Thank you, Nick. I'm going to take you back to a night that I vividly remember from the 5th grade. It was late, it was well past my bedtime, and I definitely should have been asleep. What was I doing instead? Out of straws, tape, a box, rocks and weeds I found from outside, and an endless supply of pure shenanigans, I was creating a biosphere that could house the lost colony of Roanoke. At the time, I was learning about both the suspiciously doomed late 1500s expedition whilst also learning about Spaceship Earth being constructed in Arizona at the time. My mind decided to imagine that I was an industrious young settler in Roanoke with a mind for science that was literally centuries ahead of my time. My fantasies were interrupted by a "shut up and go to bed" from the other side of the room. I looked up from the imaginary world I had created in Roanoke to see the real world all around me. At that time, I was living in a cramped welfare motel in a slum known as Little Tijuana. Without a kitchen, there was little opportunity to prepare food, and without money, there was little opportunity to get it. We also didn't have a school busing system, so each morning I trekked down an actual multi-mile walk by myself to get to school. I made that trek every day because school was my safest place. So while I'll never truly know the tortures of being a young girl in Roanoke, my real life provided me with plenty of fodder to not only try to imagine her escape, but in the process, try to find my own. So now let me give you a look at my current life for a game of compare and contrast. I am a director of digital technology for a Fortune 50 company. My job, which I lovingly refer to as my favorite hobby, allows me to go into work each day, imagine things that don't yet exist, and then create the strategies to build them. I have this job because my educational pursuits cascaded down a winding path that led me to getting my MBA from Xavier University. I just bought my dream home that's more than large enough to house not only all of my creative endeavors, but to build the foundation for all that's in store for me and my family. So how did this little girl from Little Tijuana do it? There's 3 ingredients that transform my life. First, the very foundation, I was given a creative education. I was taught how to create. My education, my greatest treasure, was offered to me and the 43% of children in Cincinnati living in poverty for free. But supplies, the absolute foundation for a creative education, are not free. However, with the supplies available here at Crayon-to Computers to teachers like Judith Lamb, they're able to offer creative education. In her students' case, they didn't have paint, so they used markers and water to not only give these children beautiful kaleidoscopes of color, but a literal life-changing lesson on creating something out of nothing at a critical time of development. So to this very day, my #1 competitive advantage is the fact that I'm good at building something where nothing existed. Judith Lamb and the network of teachers here in Cincinnati are giving children that gift. I found the second ingredient to my success once I got a bit older. Remember my biosphere in Roanoke? Projects like that allowed me to imagine. The consistent pattern of imagining one project after another, building things bigger and better as I learned from both the successes and my failures, they gave me the courage to imagine myself somewhere else. I was in high school the first time Mrs. Hutchins took me to a college campus, and I found some courage to look out and imagine myself there. She also gave me the supplies I needed to create what became my first journal, and I used it to draw and write, and that allowed me to chart my future. And so when you see pictures of students in Cincinnati making dioramas that house their future dreams, I want you to take a moment and truly comprehend the amount of courage it takes to hope and how teachers are encouraging that hope with supplies. Last but not least, the third critical ingredient was putting in the hard work to get myself there. I can't precisely describe for you the winding journey through the depths of despair that is required to uproot yourself from a life of poverty. I can tell you that I know it every time I see it, and I saw it back in late February when I was a speaker at the Tech Olympics here in Cincinnati, where I got the opportunity to engage with high school students that were interested in technology. I was talking to a couple of teachers from Aiken High School about their programs when a young man approached, and his teacher quickly beamed out with pride, telling me how this young man had just achieved his Microsoft certification. In the pure joy that erupted on this young man's face, I could see the light that is possible through the power of creative education. So people often ask me if I'm living the life I dreamed of as a child. As a child, I had no idea this life existed, but I was given the supplies to create it, the courage to imagine it, and then I put in the hard work to get it done. And at this very moment, somewhere in Cincinnati, there is a child peering up from whatever version of a biosphere in Roanoke that their imagination conjured. By investing in a child's ability to create, you're setting the stage they need to build an absolutely unimaginable world, where a world full of nothing may exist now. Thank you. Nick, back to you.